Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today I'm going to show you how to screen print a t-shirt. The process is very easy using basic supplies. The first thing you're going to need is a paper stencil. So I just cut some question marks out of a regular piece of old scrapbook paper, and then you'll need a silk screen. Mine came with a base, and I'm going to take the screen itself off of the base. The base is only used for working on like paper, posters, stationery, that sort of thing. If you're just going to do fabric, all you need is a silk screen itself. Now I'm going to use some masking tape to cover up the areas that are showing beyond my stencil because I don't want paint to go through those areas. And it's also going to make cleaning up my frame a lot easier when I'm done because I'm covering up the area where the screen and the frame meet, so that'll keep all that paint from seeping under there and make it a mess. So once you've got that all blocked off, you're going to want to make sure you have some scrap paper handy, and I use those old ugly scrapbook paper pages that I never seem to use out of the stacks. They're great for this. Now I'm lining it up here. I want to make sure I could see my design, so that's why I have the colored side up on my scrapbook paper. And I'm going to use plain acrylic craft paint as my ink. It's fluid enough that it will go through the mesh of the silkscreen and give me a really nice impression. The reason I do it on paper first a few times is to make sure that the ink is flowing smoothly before I commit it to my fabric. Now this squeegee has two sides. One side is for using for paper and other graphic applications, and the other side is for fabric. So I'm making sure I'm using the fabric edge of my squeegee. Now I'm going to do a few test prints until I see that I have a really nice uniform color and that it's going through all the holes in my silkscreen uniformly. So it's not quite there yet. I've decided that I think I'll get a better impression if I add my paint to one end and pull horizontally, so I don't have to go back and forth so many times to cover my screen. It'll keep the stencil wetter more uniformly and longer. So after a few tests of that, I've determined that this is going to work, and I'm ready to go ahead and get my t-shirts. So there we go. This one's, I can tell I've got it where I want it now. So to prepare your t-shirt, put a piece of cardboard inside of it. That's going to hold it flat for you. And then you want to lay your screen. The stencil sticks to it. As soon as you start applying paint, your stencil's going to be stuck to your screen, so you don't have to do anything about that. It just sticks. It's easy peasy. And I'm going back and forth over my stencil mainly because I want to make sure, I only have 3 t-shirts. I want to make sure I get that ink right through there the first time. So I'll show you that again with another t-shirt. These are going to be for Kathy, Lorraine, and I to wear during Ask a Crafter. That's why all the question marks. I thought it'd be kind of a fun idea. So I'm adding a little more ink here because I'm starting to run low. And I'm just going to pull that over a couple times. I want to make sure it's in there really good. It's probably overkill, but I'd rather be safe than sorry here. And then we'll get to see the magic happen. Now when you're ready to clean your screen, all I do is I pull the paper off and I hose it down outside with my hose on kind of the power wash setting, and then I follow it up with a little baby shampoo, and it's good as new. It's good for the night, and let it dry before you pack it away, and you're all set. I wanted to make my question marks show up a little bit more, so I took a permanent marker and I just traced along the right-hand side of each of the question marks to kind of give it a little bit of a drop shadow look, and that's just going to make it stand up. Since I silk screened on darker fabric, I feel like the ink wasn't quite opaque enough, probably because I was using an inexpensive craft paint rather than a textile ink. And if you were working on white fabric, it wouldn't be problem whatsoever, but white does not show up good on camera. So what I'm doing here is taking a little white acrylic craft paint, the same stuff I used to print with, and I'm adding highlights on the question marks, again, to make them stand out. And you could totally do this with another stencil if you had registration marks, add that highlight that way, but I wanted to keep it simple. If you like this tutorial and want more printmaking videos, please click on the printmaking button there on your screen. Don't forget to subscribe as well, and I will keep you inspired with daily crafting videos. I want to thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting!